Hello and welcome to the first part of a new series I'm introducing to the channel, Fallout 4 theory videos. Basically it's going to be similar to the Elder Scrolls 6 theory videos in that I'm going to throw out some ideas and theories that I have about the next Fallout game, and then you can comment on them, think if you agree, if you don't agree, and ultimately I just kind of want to share some light on the Fallout universe, incorporate a bit of lore, and I think it'll be quite fun. So without any further ado, let's go. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about the next game's setting, and today I will be exploring the theory of setting the game within the new California Republic. It's big, it's relevant, and has a lot of potential, so let's get started by talking about, well, the Republic. Set along the west coast, traditionally in California, the Republic began as a vault community. When the vault opened, some of these people formed the village of Shady Sands, and others formed raider gangs such as the Vipers and the Jackals, which still exist to this day. Now, this community began to follow old world values, and having an objective to restore America to its former glory, sort of. It even had a relationship with the Brotherhood of Steel at some point, so they were very into the whole democracy sort of thing. Over time, the Republic expanded, mostly peacefully, with many other civilizations joining with the noble goal at heart. Others, such as Vault City, needed a bit of old-world politics, and the NCR tricked them into cooperating, but more on that in a minute. A couple of generations later, and the NCR dominates the West Coast, covering Nevada, Oregon, and Mexico. Now, with the Pacific Ocean to the west, the NCR can only conquer east, and that's sort of where we find ourselves in New Vegas with the bear and the bull at a standoff. Now, I guess people will wonder, in New Vegas people could choose to wipe out the NCR, and you're sort of right, but it's unlikely after the events of New Vegas. The Legion would have been able to conquer the entire Republic, or vice versa. As well as this, it's most likely that the game would be set significantly in the future, so I reckon there'd be an explanation for why the Republic would still be standing, or maybe the war's still going on, which I know I'd definitely like to see a bit more of the Legion. Now, I want to talk a little about the setting. So, it's primarily desert towards the main California area. But if it was set in the entirety of the NCR territory, then we would see, a far greater mix, probably with some nicer parts to the north. As well as this, it's more than likely that there would be a few GECs or Garden of Eden creation kits in operation, so it's possible for a far lusher landscape, with maybe even less radiation. For example, Vault City had an active GEX, so pretty much radiation free. Now, bear in mind the entire Republic territory is big, so it would be it'd be a pretty big challenge for the developers to create, but with the next gen technology, well, we strive ever closer, so keep your fingers crossed. So, I want to talk about animals, because really, there's not much to speculate on. I know, boring, right? But realistically, it's just a mix between the things that we've seen in Fallout 3 and the things that we've seen in New Vegas. Basically, there's very few new things, at least in the areas around the main sort of California area where we'd assume the game would be set. A fun thing is, though, the two-headed bear that is on the new California's flag is a real animal, so you would expect to see some of those, because they've never been depicted in the Fallout games before, so it's definitely something I'd be interested in seeing. Now, one of the things that I know people are really interested in is the NCR's military, because we've seen it in other games, but we haven't recently seen it on its own ground. For example, we maybe want to see what the NCR's like in its own territory, how it defends it against inside threats such as raiders, which are a problem in NCR territory, unlike Legion territory. Now, obviously, they have the standard soldiers. These can be comprised mainly of just normal humans, but some super mutants and ghouls even fight in the NCR military. As well as this, they have the new California Rangers, which are like the elite units. As well as this, something that is very interesting is that the NCR has a small number of vertibirds that it got during a battle with the Enclave, which would be quite interesting because, as I'm going to point out in another video, I kind of want to see new ways of travelling in the next game, so, you know, maybe we could be seeing some sort of flying vertibird mechanic that would be made possible by the NCR's territory. Now I want to talk about my favourite kind of thing for the NCR, the storyline potential. There's tons. We would expect a heavy presence from the Brotherhood of Steel, with their headquarters of Lost Hills being situated within what you would count as NCR territory, as well as the Mariposa military base, the birthplace of the FEV virus and the Brotherhood of Steel. As well as this, I did mention the NCR and the Brotherhood did side up to kick the Enclave's arse. So, yeah, expect some Brotherhood, which is great. Another potential for storyline is the fact that the NCR represents a lot of properties of the old world government. The one that brought on the Great War and left the rest of the world in a wasteland. For this reason, there is known to be corruption, and on occasion ethics take a back seat. For example, crime families do exist in the NCR territory, so perfect for that negative karma character we all love. Now, all of this is of course bad for the NCR citizens, but great for the player, as it would allow us to choose sides and make those controversial decisions that the games love making us make. For example, maybe a civil war between potential presidents. One idea is the fact that with great amounts of power that the NCR has comes powerful enemies. Not necessarily the Legion, although that would be amazing, but the NCR has a lot of enemies, such as the Enclave. So possibly another war situation would break out, which would again allow the player to control their own destiny, which we all love about the Fallout games. A final idea would be that the NCR has a nasty tendency that it shares with other large organisations such as the Legion, of expanding too quickly and swelling out of control from all of its conquests, and what happens to something that stretches too far? It snaps, which could mean we could be faced with an NCR in anarchy, and the player could bring order or plunge it further into madness. Pretty cool, right? Now it's come to a very important point in the episode. Do I think that the NCR would be a perfect place to set Fallout 4? Remember, it has been the setting for a previous game and has been somewhat of an icon for the Fallout series, but ultimately, yes. The storyline potential alone is amazing, as well as the diverse landscape that we would face. Not only this, but you could count on interesting enemies that would come with it. Raiders, crime lords, mutants, ghouls, maybe some newcomers, some interesting new crazy bad guy. Personally, I would love to see the next game in the NCR. Thank you for watching my first Fallout 4 theory video. If you did enjoy, please do like, comment and subscribe. The next video, I don't know what it'll be about, maybe put that down in the comments below. As well as that, tell me your opinion on the next game being set in the NCR. Thank you for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.